Okay, so I've already done a bit of concealer and my eyebrows and like the base, which I use this glazing milk. I feel like such a TikToker right now. This glazing milk, which I really, really love, and like some under eye moisturising thing. I also use Bobbi Brown face base, very moisturising. I get like dry skin at the bottom of my face, but it's really oily up here. It's weird. And then this brightening eye cream from Sephora for the under eyes. And this is like a sunscreen primer, but I don't really care about sunscreen. I know I should, but it's such a good primer. It just really smooths my face. So it's the Supergoop one. So the first thing I would do is just do a bit of, this is the foundation that I only use for shows. It's very dark. It's NC47. So we're going to go in with that, and then I'll do my colour correcting under my eyes. I'm very good at, I'm not going to blow my own trumpet, but I am quite good at makeup, so I know my products. So let me just start off with this. So I actually used this last week when I did my own makeup for the PCA show, which I didn't get recorded. It was a bit of a shit show. My peak didn't go very well, so we're just going to pretend it didn't happen. But it was very dark, so I'm not going to go too dark because I did look, I don't know, I just feel like it just took away the glow from my face because it was so dark. So I'm not going to go too ham with this colour today, even though obviously I do need to be dark to match the top coat. When I do the top coat in about an hour and a half of tan on my body. So, but I know it still does need, it needs to be darker than what I've got on my face now, because my body is going to be darker than it is now. I do actually have this expensive that hourglass brush, but I haven't got used to it yet. I'm so used to this little Real Techniques one. I'm scared to use it, so I'm just going to use what I'm used to. But I do need to start using that because it is expensive and it is actually good. Otherwise, it'll be a waste of money. I've actually wanted to get into doing makeup artist stuff because I really do enjoy it. And I've always been actually quite good at it because I've always been really good at art and drawing and painting. So I've always been artistic. So I'm just going to probably just use a tiny bit more because I haven't got much. I always end up like leaving this area here with no makeup because I can't see it. And then I go out and I'm like, why have I got no makeup on the side of my face? So I'm just gonna, yeah, that's probably enough for now. And then I've got the Bobbi Brown colour corrector in dark peach for my under eye circles because they're quite severe. So you don't want to use too much because it will go cakey under your eye. But it really does work. Like the colour correcting, like when I don't use it and I only use concealer, I do notice a huge difference. It's so good. If you've got like purpley blue dark circles, which like if you're quite naturally fair skinned, you will have that. You need to use like a dark peach to get rid of it. If you go in on your under eyes with literally just like a light concealer, it's actually going to make it worse. It'll make your under eyes look ashy. So you do need to do that. It's always this side that's worse. It's so good. Apparently the NARS one's really good as well, but I've only ever used the Bobbi Brown one. But apparently NARS is really good. I need to try it. So this is a new concealer that I've been using. It's been viral on TikTok, Tower 28. I think it's the shade... It hasn't got the shade on it. I don't know. But yeah, this is a really, really nice concealer. Usually I use Hourglass in Dune colour, and this is so good. Like the coverage is unreal, but it's very drying, especially on the under eyes. I feel like the coverage is just not as good as Hourglass on this one, but it's so moisturising, and I feel like it just hydrates your under eye so much more. And I am going to use this, and I will show you how I use it to get that coverage alongside this. But I'm just going to just put it there. So if you get creases like me, you don't want to put it directly on the under eye. You want to put it like here and then just blend it in. Last week when I did my makeup for stage, I didn't put enough under eye, like a highlighting under my under eye. So I just looked like, I don't know, I was just, my face was too dark. And I look back at pictures and I'm like, Jesus Christ. Like I had no brightening on my under eye. So when you're going for stage and you want a heavy glam, you do need to go in on that concealer. But like I said, you don't want it like directly proper under the under eye because it will crease. So you just wait for that to set for a minute or two for it to go tacky and then blend it in. And I will use a lighter shade a little bit as well, the Hourglass as well. This is a lighter Hourglass shade. Just a little bit up here. Just to continue to brighten it up a little bit. And I will probably use some down here as well because it does need it. It just goes a bit too dark. So I'll just put a little bit there to brighten it all up a little bit. You don't want to do too much because your face is just going to go too pale for the top coat tan. So obviously getting your makeup done is always really nice and it's like it takes the stress off. But I do love doing my own makeup. I actually really enjoy it. And you've got like a little nice coffee, relax. You should have a bit of music on, but I haven't bothered putting any on. Plus I'm recording a video anyway, so there's no point. But I actually do really love it. I've always loved doing makeup. So this is the Hourglass concealer brush. Oh my God, I cannot live without it. This is the best concealer brush. Like I actually don't even use sponges anymore. So I probably have used a little bit too much under the under eye. It is going quite bright, but you do want a bright under eye to lift and brighten your face. And I'm just going off the mistake that I made last week of not using enough. But if I have used too much and it is too bright, I can just tone it down and I'll just add either a bit more foundation or bronzer. So I do like to blend it out on the cheek, on the apple of the cheek, before I go in on the under eye. So just a little bit under the under eye. But you don't want to like directly apply product where the creases are. And if you do get creases like me, there is going to be some sort of creasing. Once you do your powder, you can't help it, unless you get the surgery, which I do want. So I used the Hourglass concealer, which is amazing, but I said it's a bit drying, so I don't use it on my whole under eye, but I will use it on bits where I can still see a bit of dark circle, like there, and it won't dry out because it's not on like the creases. I need to get a new one of this. So I'll just let that get tacky as well. It's still quite wet under my under eye. I think it's because of how like hydrating this one is. It's like a serum concealer, but it's still very good high coverage for like something that's so hydrating, because usually the hydrating ones aren't that good high coverage. But let me just turn it this way a little bit, yeah. I'm just going to add a little bit of a lighter one around here, because you do want a snatch under the cheekbone as well, not just above the cheekbone. Probably need a bit more. What I've learned is that when you're doing a full glam, you do need to like, don't be scared to put a lot of product on. Because it just, especially if you're getting like stage pictures or professional pictures at a photo shoot, you can't really go too natural because you want it to look good on the pictures and not like reflect and look weird. Okay. I hope that's not too light for when I get my top coat. But let's just set the hourglass layer. That looks good. Let me just do that. Otherwise the lighting's throwing me off. Yeah, that looks good. Probably a bit up here as well. So I just let all the concealer layers set before I do any kind of like powder. And then while it's setting, if you see any creases under your under eye, just brush it out and just keep doing that until it's ready to set. So I'll just leave that. You don't need to set straight away, to be honest. And then I'm going to use the light concealer again for a snatched... Oh, hang on, Rosanna's calling me for a video. Hang on, where's your video? I can't see. Is it dark where you are? Ah, I'm recording my YouTube of me doing my makeup. Look, there's Emily.
Your guys' vlogs are so cool. I was watching your other one last night.
Were you? It's good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really cool.
Emily's so good at it. She makes it like really aesthetic. Huh?
Your face is so skinny.
I know, it sucked.
Excited.
I'm excited.
It's way skinnier than it was the other weekend.
I know, like today I woke up the same weight as I was at my show 2 weeks ago, but I'm definitely a lot leaner. I can even tell by my face.
Yeah, you can tell.
I think it's just after the carb up, I don't know, and I haven't been able to go to the toilet either, so.
Oh.
So I've had my coffee and I'm waiting to be able to go to the toilet. But doing this with your concealer up, it snatches your face up. I'm doing a little YouTube of my makeup.
Oh, I need to do that.
You'll have all the tips on this video. I'm putting all the tips on there.
Wait, I feel like I do already do that actually.
Yeah, it's so good. It definitely makes a difference. I tried to do it last week, but I didn't put enough on and it didn't hold, so I need to make sure I do.
I watched your video. I feel like you should flick your fringe outwards, not inwards.
I know. I do that, but it doesn't stay, and then it just goes like down. Like I love it when it's flicked out, but it doesn't hold.
Because that's how they do it when you went to the hairdresser.
Yeah.
Flicked it out. It looks so nice.
I'll try and do it when I do my hair after this, but it just doesn't hold. And then it goes all weird and limp.
Oh, that's so annoying.
That's the only thing.
Did Vegan's like hair and makeup that time. We brought the straightener to the backstage, and like right before she went on, fixed her hair.
I'm gonna do that then.
It's hard when you're on your own, like if you don't have someone to do it.
Well, if you were here. Honestly, Rosanna's like the sweetest soul you'll ever meet, and she's the most savage boxer you'll ever meet. Right, so I've gone in with the Rare Beauty blush. I've got the small versions because blushes last me ages, and whenever I get the big ones, I never end up using the whole thing. So I just got the small ones because I wanted to try the different shades as well. So with blush, a liquid blush, you want to like press it in rather than swipe it, because if you swipe it, it's going to take all your makeup, your foundation and concealer off. So you want to press it in. Probably going to add a little bit more on just to make it a bit more dramatic because we're going full glam today. And then I put a bit on my nose as well to give that sun-kissed, sunburnt look. Probably going to put a bit more. So this, yeah, I don't know if I said the shade. This is the shade Happy. I've got the other one called Hope as well, but it's a bit more of a muted pink and I want it to pop a bit more today. So that's better. Put a bit on the above the brow bone as well, because like that's naturally where the sun would hit your face, so it gives you a bit more of a glowy look. And then I've got my liquid bronzer. It does feel a bit pointless using it because I'm so dark already, but let's just put a bit on. So this, again, what I used to do as a mistake is I used to put it like underneath the cheekbone down here, and it just makes your face look really weird. So if you want a snatched look, it needs to be on the cheekbone, like there. And then again, just press it in. I don't think I need too much on my forehead because it's just so dark already from that foundation. And then actually I'm going to use the Hourglass brush that I like for this. Such a good brush. I need to start using it. Actually, they do have a foundation brush which I haven't bought yet. This isn't actually a foundation brush, so I am going to buy the foundation brush, but they're just so expensive, but they're so worth it. So when you've done that, the snatched thing that I did earlier here will probably start to fade a little bit, so I'm just going to go over it again, because it honestly does snatch your face. I need to have another meal in 7 minutes. I know it seems a bit like a harsh line, but it does like naturally become a softer line. I don't know how, but without touching it, it just does. And just sort of blend it on the under eye as well. I feel like I need a bit more coverage here. Looks a bit patchy. Probably going to have to put a bit more. Yeah, fucked it. Going to have to put a bit more blush on. And a bit more bronzer. So this is the Dole Beauty bronzer. I actually really love it. Medium deep, Gimme Contour Dole Beauty. And the brushes I'm using is by Peaches and Cream. They're so good as well, even though they're so cheap. I bought like a whole set of them on sale for like £15. So let's go in with some powder. So this is where it gets a bit technical because you don't want it to be creasing on the under eye because it looks shit when you do that. Also, another thing, everyone does their eye makeup first, like the eyeshadow. I much prefer doing my face first. I don't know what it is, but every makeup tutorial video I see on TikTok or YouTube, they all do the eye. I don't know, maybe I need to try it. Apparently it's, I don't know. Everyone must do it for a reason, so maybe I need to give it a go. So I usually use Huda Beauty setting powder, but I feel like it was drying my under eye out a little bit. So I've gone back to Laura Mercier. And actually, no, having said that, I did buy the Huda Beauty. I did buy the Huda Beauty setting powder in Peach Pie because it gives a bit more coverage on the under eye. And like I said, you do want peach on your under eye if you've got dark circles. So I just put it on the table and grab it like that and put it on the back of your hand to dab it to get the excess off. And then you just want to be conservative with how much you apply because it will go cakey otherwise. And I'm just very careful with the fine lines under my eyes. But look how much it blurs it. So if you, I do feel like, I always used to use translucent powder on my under eyes, but since I've gone to like a coloured setting powder like peach, I have noticed a good difference. It just gives you that extra bit of coverage. And then I'll use like translucent for the rest of my face. Just bring it up a little bit. Right, I'm going to come back because I feel a bit hypo and I need to eat. Bon appetit. That is hella dry. Very dry indeed. So I just had meal 2, which was 4 rice cakes, 60 grams of chicken breast, 10 grams of peanut butter and 100 millilitres of water, and 2 Peak Max, which is a supplement which helps you flush out water retention. So I need to get moving on because I need to get to the venue soon to get my top coat tan. So Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. I use this to set the rest of my face. So literally, I love having a matte look. I don't really like this whole glowy, clean girl aesthetic. I think it's a bit shit. So I love my face matte, and then I'll add like a highlighter to give it pop. But I don't like the rest of my face being like being all shiny, because I feel like the makeup just doesn't stay as well when you leave it like that. So I feel like having a powder just really locks everything in. Right, so that is that done. So now I would go in with a powder blush by Patrick Tar. I really love this colour. It's called Not Too Much. And I just, again, you just want to dab it onto the cheekbone rather than swiping it. And a bit on the nose. A little bit on your brow bone. And on your forehead a little bit. Is it raining? Oh my God. It better not be. And then we've got the bronzer. I've got MAC Give Me Sun. So I need to bring this with me because after my top coat last week, my face was so pale. And I need something to darken me when I get darker. So I'm probably going to go quite heavy on this now because I know I'm going to need to be darker. You don't want a bronzing shelf on your forehead because that is not a vibe. So you make sure you blend it in. Okay. That's okay for now. And then obviously, I need to do my eyes as well. Okay. And then highlighter. This has been my highlighter go-to for years. It's Soft and Gentle by MAC. So such a nice colour. It's very, well, I'm not subtle the way I've just applied it because I've just put a bit too much on, but fuck it. Usually it's very subtle, and it's just like, it doesn't look like you've got like a powder on top of your makeup. It just looks like you're shining, but I have just put too much on. Great. It needs to blend in. Oh yeah, that is really cute. I do actually want a bit more of a blush because it's gone a bit There we go. That looks nice. Now let's move on to the eyes, which I do really relatively quickly actually, because I'd keep it simple. I don't do no cut crease shit. I've used this palette for years. I think my nan got it for me for Christmas about 6 years ago. The chocolate gold Too Faced palette. All I need is a simple brown to put on my eyes. I just love brown with blue eyes. It just makes it pop. And I just don't need to go too ham with eyeshadow. I never have. I just feel like it doesn't suit me. And whenever I've gone like too dark, like using a black and stuff, I just think it looks trashy on me. And then I get this, which is just a spoolie. If you've got lash extensions like me, you need to like bring them down and then put it on the eyelid like this. And then get a thin brush for the under eye. Again, I don't like to go too heavy on my under eye because I have small eyes as it is. And if you put too much dark on the under eye, it's just going to make your eyes look smaller. So I do it just a very little amount. And actually, when you put like a brownish eyeshadow underneath your eye, it covers it kind of like hides creases as well. I think I learned that from Makeup by Mario on TikTok. I think he does that with Kim K. But actually, to be honest with you, I actually used to do that years ago, and I used to think, oh my God, it's getting rid of the creases. And then I saw he posted about it as well. So that's literally all I do. Just a simple brown eyelid. And then the finishing touch is this Urban Decay Moondust sparkly eyeshadow, fucking unreal, in Space Cowboy. And I literally just use my finger. It takes your eyeshadow to the next level. So literally all you do is press it on and look at that. It's so nice. And it doesn't hide the brown. It doesn't add like a layer of like the colour of the sparkle. It's literally just sparkle. You've got to be very like sparse with it because a little bit goes a long way. And then I'll put a little bit under the under eyes as well, just to add a pop. And that is the eyes done. And then I use this for my eyebrows just to fluff them up. Probably put a bit more pencil on my eyebrows because it's gone a little bit. Actually, I forgot to do this with my under eyes. So actually, this was highly recommended on TikTok, the Hourglass ambient lighting powder in diffuse light. I'm gonna just put a little bit. It's a pressed powder. Apparently just makes a huge difference to your under eye as well. So I'm not gonna put too much because like I said, when you go too light, it can make your dark circles look worse. But I think that looks good. Right, I think now it's just lips and then I'm done. Again, I like to be subtle with lips. I don't like it too pink. And the one thing that I didn't bring was my brown lip gloss, which is really annoying. So I'm just going to use my Dior lip oil. That is the MAC lip liner in Oak. I like the Oak one, it's really nice. Setting spray to finish off. The Urban Decay is like the OG one. I did get this one the other day, but it made my face really sting. I'm going to put it on my T section because this is for like mattifying. This goes really oily. Probably a bit too close, but do it on the under eye as well. Got to protect the lashes. Just wait for the setting spray to go. Let me just do a bit more of the, hang on. I'm spending far too long on this now. I've really got indulged in the YouTube of the makeup. Snatch. Let me just blend that in. And that is the final look. So full glam / soft glam. How's it looking? I've just completed my makeup look for show day. So if you're someone who's, it's not even a show day makeup really, it's just like a heavy glam. So if you're competing or you're going to do your own makeup for an event or something, then this video is good for you, just with all the tips and tricks about how to make your makeup look 10/10. So if you've enjoyed this video and you want to see more like this, which is my first makeup video, then like, subscribe and let me in the comments below.